Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to learn how to create the components by using classes. Because we have seen components we can create in two ways. One is function-based component and another one is class-based components. So until now, many function-based components we have created. But we should know the syntax of class-based component as well. In this video, we will not discuss about when to use class-based component, use cases, when to use function-based component. We will just learn how to create the class-based component. That syntax part we will learn. Plus, we will learn how to pass props, means properties, to the class-based component. So let's start. One simple example I am going to consider, in which we will be having two components. One is app.jsx, which will act like a parent component, and another one is home.jsx. Okay, home.jsx. Okay, so let's write the code first inside our app.jsx. We will create a function. What will be the name of function? App will be the name of function. See, functional component I am creating. Now inside this, we will declare one variable. So I'll just write let name is equal to, we'll take here one name. Now after that, we will tell return. What you want to return? Okay. Inside this, I'm going to render home component. Okay. And I'm going to pass this data to the home component. Okay. So we have learned how to pass the probes, right? So here I will write the key is name. You can give whatever the key you want. I will give f name is equal to, then value of name variable should come over here. And then closing of our home component, closing of return, and finally closing of function. So when we have told f name equal to name, this f name will act like a key. And for this, the value is name, means this Priya will come and sit over here. Okay, do remember this. Now this is the same code which we have typed in the last class. But now home component I'm not going to create by using function, but by using class. So let's start it. Here I will write class. What component name you want? Home, right? So mention the component name. How here your function name is a component name, correct? In the similar way, our app name is a our class name is a component name. Do remember. So class home is a component name. This should extends from component class. Now this component class we have not created. Rather, this is built-in class, guys. Okay, we have not created this component class. It is built-in. Okay, do remember this. So I'm telling class home, which should extend from component class. Okay, now inside this, we will be having render method. Okay, so I will just write render method. Okay, we will call this method. Now inside this render method, we will return our JSX. Okay, so inside this, I will write return. What you want to return? Let's say one H1 element I want to return, in which I want to write hello. And this name I want over here. Okay, so hello, comma. We need to use this dot props dot. What is the key name, guys? Key is first name, right? So first name, that's all. And this is the closing of our H1 tag. Next, closing of return statement, closing of your render method, and next last closing of your class. Okay. So now in this case, let's see how the code works. What data we are passing while calling the home component? If you check here, this is the calling of home component, correct? And we are passing one key first name, and for this the value is Priya, correct? So now this home component already has one object. I'll just move it little bit here. Okay. Your home component already internally has one object, guys. In this object, the key is f name, and the value for this Priya is already present. And who is referring towards this? your probes are referring towards this object, probes. You can consider this as a reference variable. Okay. So here we are telling this dot, this means what is the current object present over here. So the currently we are calling this component, right? The calling of this home component. So for this we are telling go inside the probes, dot means go inside the probes and check the value of fname key. What is the value of fname key internally present? It is Priya. So it will display Priya over here. Let's say one more time we will call. Okay. Here I'm going to call the home one more time. We will render one more time home component. This time we will write first name is equal to name we will not write, rather one string value I will write. Let's say Ankit. First name is Ankit. And we'll no need to close the bracket. Okay. Then I will close this component. Then after closing of return statement, closing of your function app. Okay. So now when your React.js will execute this line, this particular line, what data we are passing to the calling of home? Yes, we are passing fname equal to Ankit. So now this time home component does not have fname Priya. Rather home component has fname Ankit over here. Okay, currently this component we are executing. So I'm telling whichever the current component we have, go inside that probes, okay, get the value of fname. So this time it will display hello Ankit, not hello Priya. So here it will display hello Ankit, here it will display hello Priya. So this is how the probes work in the component based, class based components. I hope I'm clear with this. Okay. So let's execute the code and let's verify whether we will get the same output or not. I will share my screen. Okay. So I hope it is visible to all. Now look here, everyone. Now this home component we already have created, right? Inside your SRC, you have one home component which we have created in the previous videos. Let's delete it. And I'm going to create one class-based component. So we will write class. What is the component name? Home. This should extend from component class. Okay. Component class. Okay. It is mandatory. But this component class you have to import, guys, because we have not created this class, right? So we will write import component from React. So why brackets are required? Because inside this React module, your component has been not exported with default. So if we won't write export default, then when we won't write export default, at that time, we have to use the curly brackets. That's why I'm using curly brackets. Okay, this is a part of syntax. So import component from React. Okay, now inside this, which method we have to call? Render method we have to call inside the class. Okay. Then inside this render method, we will call the return statement. Return. What you want to return? Of course, JSX, I want to return H1. And then I will write hello. Okay. Hello. And then we have to display the name. What I will do, I will take one more element over here. One fragment we will take first. Means empty container. Inside this H1 I will paste. And below this, in H3, I will print, this is the home component. Home component, like this. We'll save the code. Okay. So now, what we will do, we will go back to the app.jsx and we will call this home component over there. Okay, I'll just drag here. We'll close this. Greeting is not required. Button component is not required. Okay, we'll split the screen like this. So this side home is ready. Now let's modify the code in app component. So while calling the home, we will pass some data to the home component. Greeting, if you want to keep it as it is, keep it. Now I'm going to return the home component as well, like this. Okay. So we have to import it also, right? So I'm telling import home component, okay, from, in the same folder both are present, /c, it is suggesting home, select it. Okay. So while calling the home component, we will pass this name to the home component, this name. Okay. So you can use whichever the key you want. First name is equal to value of name variable I will use here. Okay. So if I save the code, this data we are passing to the class-based component. So how we can access it here? You just need to write this dot props dot, what is the key name? First name, right? So just write it here, first name. That's all, guys. Okay. So now if we save the code, if we execute this, see I'm getting, if I refresh this, just a minute, I guess I might have stopped the server. So let me check one more time. Okay. So you can inspect your code if you won't get the output properly. Okay. And you can check it in the console, guys. Here. Here you can check the requested module does not provide any export named default. So what it is telling, we created the component, right? Home component. We are importing it here, but have we exported the home component? No, right? So here I will write export default. Whatever the home component you have created, you export it. So now if I go back here and if you just refresh it, see we are getting the output, correct? So it is printing home component, hello Priya. So this is the output we are getting because of home component, guys. Okay. If you refresh, see we are getting the proper output. If you are thinking how it is rendering multiple times, so let's check in our app component. In app component, inside greeting also we might have called in the previous videos. You can check. Here we are calling the home component. So from greeting, I will remove the calling of our home component. Okay, not required. We'll save the code. So it is showing now greeting you are not using. So if we are not using, let's remove it. Okay, so this is your greeting. So now if I go back and if I refresh, see, I'm getting hello Priya, age is 23, hello Priya, and then home component I'm getting. Hello Priya you are getting because of greeting component. So what we will do, to avoid the confusion, let's not call the greeting component only over here. Only home component we will render and return from the app.js. So now if you check the output, see I'm getting hello Priya and this is from home component. Okay. So let's call the one more time home component. See, I'm calling one more time this home component. This time I will pass the name not Priya but Ankit. Okay, I will write it here Ankit. Okay. So now we will save the code. I'll go back over here. We'll refresh it. Can you see? Hello Ankit, it is displaying, correct? So like this, we can pass the properties to the class-based component. But how we can access them over here? We should write this dot props dot first name. This key you have to use. Okay, that's all. Let's say you have passed one more property here. ID, age we have. Okay, age is equal to age I will write. So what is the key here? The key is age, right? So here I am going to use that key. Okay, comma. Then we will write how to access this. Props dot age we should not write. We should write this dot props dot age. Like this we have to access them. If I save the code, if I come back here, see I'm getting the output properly. Okay, clear everyone? So do remember how we can pass the data to the components. Okay, first time when you are calling, have you sent any value for age? No, right? So after comma, it has not displayed anything. See, after comma, nothing is present. Second time when you are calling, then you pass this 23 to this age, props.age. Okay. So like this, we can create our function, class-based component, and we can access the properties in class-based component by using this dot props. I hope I am clear with this. So type the same code and get the better clarity about the class-based components. Thank you everyone and have a good day to all.